911, what is your emergency?
Hello? Fucking hurry up, man. My girlfriend's fucking in the bathroom. She's in a bed. I'm like, oh my God, she's in the bed, man. Come on. Okay. Come here, man, please. I can barely understand her.
She was like this. And then I just want to call 911.
And where was she?
She was like between the toilet and the shower thing. Like just honey, like, and I thought she was drawing in the shower.
Just tell us.
I'm just doing whatever she was telling me to do.
She wasn't telling you to do that. Because listen, Fidel, the amount of pain that she would have been in would have been unbearable.
In today's episode of Monsters Among Us, we'll be discussing the sick and twisted case of Maria Nemeth, a vibrant 31-year-old woman from Florida who most would describe as a kind, fun-loving woman with major goals in life. Sadly, Maria would never get the opportunity to achieve some of those goals because her life was tragically cut short by the one person she trusted more than anyone, her boyfriend, Fidel Lopez. So, what would cause a seemingly ordinary 24-year-old man to suddenly snap and do the unthinkable to the woman he was in a relationship with? Fidel Lopez met Maria Nemeth at a club in the summer of 2014. He was instantly drawn to her beautiful smile and bright personality. It didn't take long for the two to hit it off, and despite Maria being a bit older and having recently gotten out of an 8-year marriage, she felt ready to pursue a steady relationship with Fidel. Maria was a leasing manager for an apartment complex, while Fidel was a mechanic at a truck stop. Although both were hardworking individuals, Fidel and Maria wanted to have the opportunity to spend more quality time together, so they moved into the apartment complex where Maria worked. By moving in together, they'd never have to worry about not getting enough time to spend with one another. Those who knew Maria and Fidel personally believed that the relationship between the couple was beautiful, not noticing anything out of the ordinary that would create any possible cause for concern. However, Maria's family and friends could have never imagined what would happen to her. September 19th, 2015 started like any typical Saturday for Maria and Fidel. The couple, who had been dating for a year at this point and were living together in their apartment on 128th Drive in Sunrise, Florida, were doing what they usually did, spending quality time hanging out after work. That evening, Maria made a meal consisting of chicken, rice, and beans. The couple ate together before visiting Fidel's mom and finishing the night off at their local Chili's, where they grabbed a few margaritas. Before ending the night, the couple went to the liquor store and purchased a bottle of tequila. After the trip to the liquor store, they headed home, arriving back at their apartment by roughly 10:30 p.m. As they arrived home, Fidel noticed that Maria was slightly tipsy, but didn't want the fun to end. So he decided to take some shots with Maria while making drinks at home using the tequila they purchased at the liquor store. At this point, both Maria and Fidel had been drinking for a few hours and were both obliterated. The couple decided they would get intimate with one another, but the intercourse didn't last long. On the night of September 20th, 2015, a call came in to 911. On the line, Fidel Lopez sounds like he's in shock. When talking to the operator, he states that his girlfriend is having trouble breathing and needs help. Medical personnel and local officers quickly responded to the apartment and came across one of the most gruesome scenes. First, they noticed Fidel Lopez was crying in the bathroom while seated next to Maria's deceased body, which had been disemboweled. The officers saw a significant amount of blood on the floor inside a closet, with additional blood spattered throughout the bathroom. Damage to the walls and doors was also visible. The scene was shocking, to say the least. The responding officers decided to take Fidel Lopez back to the police station with them for questioning to get an idea of what really happened to Maria. Upon arriving at the station, Fidel initially told investigators that the couple had been having rough sexual encounters when Maria went into the bathroom, vomited, and then collapsed. The scene was so bloody and nasty that detectives initially believed Maria may have attempted to perform an at-home abortion on herself, but it wouldn't take long for them to begin putting the pieces of this crime together. Investigators had a sneaking suspicion that Fidel Lopez had something to do with Maria's death, especially since she had been disemboweled. At the beginning of the interrogation, Fidel claimed that he would never hurt his woman. He professes his love for Maria and says he wouldn't want to cause harm to her. In addition, he mentions that they were having crazy, wild sexual intercourse that involved the use of a glass bottle at Maria's request. It seemed to investigators as though he was trying to set up an excuse as to why Maria was disemboweled in the first place. While 2 detectives questioned Fidel at the station, local police officers contacted neighbors to ask if they'd heard anything unusual coming from the apartment. Some neighbors said they did hear the couple screaming and arguing, but they didn't call the police that night. They were unaware of the horror happening within several feet of them. Over time, and with continuous questioning, Fidel eventually started to let the truth come to light, stating that Maria mentioned wanting to go back to Peru to visit her mother. Fidel said that if Maria went to Peru, he would be unable to use her car to get back and forth to work, which upset him. He says the two ended up in the closet after the argument and had made peace with one another, so much so that they began having physical intercourse. While having intercourse, Fidel claims Maria began moaning her ex-husband's name, saying it not once but twice, which sent him into a rage. Fidel then began sexually assaulting Maria, aggressively inserting a glass bottle into her private region, before breaking items throughout the home and taking a smoke break. After the smoke break, Fidel changed out of his bloody clothes and put on clean, fresh clothing before calling 911 to report that Maria wasn't breathing and needed immediate medical attention. Unfortunately, Maria was pronounced dead upon their arrival, so there was simply no saving her.
All right, so tell me about the night from when you get back to the house. Tell me what happened.
Okay, we get to the house. She was already like kind of tipsy from the margaritas and chilies. We start to drink. We put like 2 cardboard, boxes in the floor. We put the lime on top, and because we don't have furniture, so we're about to buy. Now when I get paid, we're about to buy furniture, the TV, and things like that,
Okay.
And then we start drinking and talking and listen music, and we have a lot of shock of the tequila. I can handle drinks. Because sometimes you go a little crazy, and she was a lot crazy. And so she was asking me for stuff that she never asked me for that before.
Like what?
Like, they want you to put a bottle on my pussy. Sorry, I'm just talking right now with you guys.
Yeah. I want you to be open.
And respect her, and
absolutely. And
You're not disrespecting her. You're just telling us what she told you.
I'm her man, so whatever she asks me, I'll do it.
Okay.
Whatever it is, I don't care what it is. But when we were doing stuff and all the things, she told me she wanted to throw up to get out of the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So I get out of the bathroom, and I was outside. So I believe I was smoking a cigarette. I don't remember if the door was already break or something. I really don't know. I know I break it because she's not strong enough to break it.
What door are we talking about?
The glass door. I just remember I see glass on the floor, man. I really don't remember when I break it or why I break it. To be honest with you, I really don't remember.
Okay.
The only thing I remember clearly is that I went to the bathroom and she was like not breathing. She was like this. And I just want to call 911.
And where was she?
She was like between the toilet and the shower thing. I just and I thought she was throwing in the shower. But she wasn't.
You thought she was throwing up?
I thought she was throwing up, but I don't hear it. So I knocked the door, she announced it, and I'm getting straight to that she wasn't breathing. She was constant. She was talking to me.
Yeah.
But one moment I get so nervous and scared, and then I get the phone and call 911 because she was getting worse and worse. I just tried to make her happy, whatever.
I understand.
But she was constant. She was like she wasn't like knocked out or something like that. I would never do that to my girl. Knocked out, That's not me, man. That's not me. But to be honest with you, details like that, I cannot tell you, man. I was drunk just like her. I would love to tell you every details, and I'm doing my best right now.
I understand. We just want to make sure that we have everything that occurred and happened, so that when we look at her, we can understand what we got. Okay.
She was crazy, man, and I was crazy too. When we walk for drunk. I mean, like, you know, I like sex, she likes sex.
Sure, there's nothing wrong with
And
that.
when girls get drunk and I get drunk, I mean, like,
Listen, you're talking to two grown men. We understand.
you know how it is, man. To be honest with you, I don't remember when the glass broke or something like that, man. I really don't remember.
So
I know it's broke because I know I see glass in the floor.
I understand. So the argument was you were kind of upset she was talking about your manhood. You thought that maybe
No, not
she
really.
was-
I wasn't upset at all. I mean, I just felt a little like down, but not upset because, you know, I know she was drunk and tipsy or whatever, and I was the same.
Was there any damage in that house prior to tonight?
Nah, in the house there was no damage at all. The house was completely restored. Like, everything was
Clean and in order. No holes in the walls, no broken
no holes in the
doors.
wall. If you see holes in the wall, then I did that.
Okay. And why did you do it?
You know, that's the problem. I don't know why, man. We were drinking, I don't know why. That's the problem. I'm trying to make up in my mind why did I do that.
Mm-hmm.
When I do that, it's because I'm pissed. You know, my mind, the only thing I know is my girl's dead.
Okay.
Trying to give her a CPR. I don't even know how to give a CPR, but she wasn't breathing at all. She was with her eyes like open, but not moving. And I was scared, man, and I was waiting for police or Reagan to go over there, man.
Yeah.
You know, once I see she, and I was screaming. I was in the floor, trying to make her alive again, and screaming, "Baby, will you do this to me, baby? Help, help, help!" Somebody have to help me, man. I mean, I believe the door is already break when that happens. So somebody from outside have to hear me.
The glass was already broke.
The glass was already broke. Yeah.
Hey, during your argument or into when you were upset tonight, do you remember punching her, fighting
man.
with her, or anything
No.
like that?
No, man.
Okay. Have you ever punched her, hit her, or struck her
No.
in the past?
No.
Nothing physical?
Nothing. We just arguing. That's it.
So you're saying everything in the house you did, everything that occurred in that house was caused by you?
Yeah, every breaking things and everything.
The injuries that she has inside of her?
Injuries that she has. That maybe I didn't. You know, I put the stuff on her. She didn't by herself, but she was asking me to do it. You know. I mean, I did nothing like I didn't force her to do anything.
I understand. I'm just want to make sure that we have
anything.
This is not a case of rough sex. There's blood everywhere.
I don't know.
Everywhere.
Listen, just tell us.
I'm just doing whatever she was telling me to do.
She wasn't telling you to do that. Because listen, Fidel, the amount of pain that she would have been in would have been unbearable. There's injuries inside of her that need to be explained. There's serious injury to her. There's things that were done in there, and I think you have a little bit of a conscience, and you were worried. You were worried because you even cleaned the blood off yourself. Love this girl?
Of course, babe.
Okay. Would you do anything to hurt her?
Of course not.
Okay. But you did. Right?
The injuries that were caused to her, she didn't do them to herself.
Of course not.
And there was no one else in the apartment.
It was me.
It was you.
I know. I didn't want to kill her. I know. I killed her. That's whatever I did with her was the reason.
I can tell you right now, if I'm having sex with my wife and she calls out another man's name, I'm going to get pissed off. Okay? It's human nature, dude. Don't.
This is not human, man. I just took her life. I don't mean to, but I did it. I'm not even gonna be able to see her, man. Like,
You sorry for what you did?
I'm sorry? Of course, man. What do you think?
Now that Fidel Lopez admitted he was the one responsible for ending Maria's life in such a gruesome way, removing her internal tissue in the process of assaulting her, police arrested and charged him with murder. Fidel pleaded guilty to murder and sexual battery charges and went on to receive a life sentence. He will now have the rest of his life to think about his despicable acts. So, what are your thoughts on this tragic story? Do you believe Fidel is telling the truth about what happened that night? If not, what do you think really happened? No matter what, one thing is for sure. Maria lost her life far too soon to a man whom she loved and trusted.